Hello. In this video, we are now going to focus ourselves on associative arrays. Associative arrays is another type of PHP arrays. That is, each of the elements are accessed or referenced by named keys. This is different from index array because index array are referenced by numbers. For this one, you can be able to specify your keys or some words or strings that can be used in order to access your elements. So for this one, we could still use the array function, but we are going to do something differently, and that is we're going to make use of the array denote symbol. For this one, let us have our array. Let us just name this as ASOC array. And in order for us to create our associative array, we are also going to use our array function. But this time, we are going to just not specify not just the element but also the key. For example, I would have here A, and then that would be my first key, and its element is apple. So here, this is what we call the key element pair, in which I have here A would serve as the key and apple would serve as the element. Okay, and then the next one we have B, and then our array, we call this as our array symbol or our key value pair symbol. Okay, so I'm just going to name that as arrow. Okay, so B arrow banana, meaning to say that B is the key and banana is the element. Then comma, then we have C and arrow chocolate. And that is how you specify your associative array. Now, to access the elements of your array, we're not going to use your specified keys. Example, if I'm going to echo out the first element of my associative array, all I have to do is simply use A here. Meaning to say that this is the key of my first element. So let's see the output. I'm going to save this as my array sample 2.php, save. And then looking at the output, I'm now going to open my browser and go to my folder with the name of my file array sample2.php. And as you can see here, it displayed it displayed the output. This is apple. So that is how you access the element of your associative array. So in order for me to have here, so C, so this one, the index of C refers to chocolate, which is the last element. Now, in order for me to display all of the elements of my associative array, we would need a different looping structure. And that is, we can use the for each function or the for each loop structure. For each here would simply allow us to simply loop to our associative array. And it has the following um, syntax. Here, we're going to specify our array. Okay, so we have here ASOC array, and then I'm going to have here the name, which is ASOC array as I'm just going to have here as A, meaning here I am replacing my ASOC array or associative array with the name of ASOC array with the name of A. So just to simplify the things inside my for each loop. So this one would now serve as the representative of my associative array. Okay? So inside here, all I have to use is A. So if I'm going to echo it out, I'm going to echo A, meaning I'm going to echo or print each of the element of my associative array. Okay, and for a more presentable way, I'm just going to include a BR here. Okay, save, and then as you can see, it will now display the each of the elements of my array. So we can now simply comment this out. Okay, so that is how you display the elements of your array. But since we have named keys, we can also include that in our display or in our output. If you would like to do that, we can simply include here this one, which is we can assign a variable for the keys. I'm going to have this as key and then my array, which is A. Okay, so I have here the arrow function or the arrow operator, denoting that I have here for each key that I have, it will reference an element in my array. Okay, so with that in mind, I can now do something like this: key and then my element of my array. So let's save and let's refresh. It will now include the key of your associative array. Okay, so that's now how you create, print, and access the elements of your associative array.